Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. So there wasn't a, well, they're calling it an attempted assassination. Welcome, everybody. This is the Solomon Project, where you discover that it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. I'm your host, Richard Burns. So the professor left a message asking me if I heard what happened. I didn't at that moment. I had been asleep, but I woke up to uh, some news, and I'm leery of because I pretty much stay away from the news outlets, from the major news outlets. Pretty much stay away from them, but they all have questionable credibility. Some outright lie, but some shape their narrative a certain way, and I got my doubts as to what their intentions are. I saw one I saw one that was very interesting, and let me set the tone here. Let me set the tone just to give it some context. Many of us have family members that join one branch of the military or another. They go do their basic training, and you get a chance to visit them. Like when they graduate from basic, you can actually go and visit them for a graduation ceremony. So you typically ask your relatives or your friends questions about what it was like for them going through basic, what that branch of the military is like, what their expectations are. So you get an understanding as to what they're getting themselves into, what that branch of the service is like. There's information out on the internet, there are movies, there's so many sources that you can draw from, that if you wanted to try to portray yourself as somebody who served, you could probably you could probably get away with making believe that you were in the service for a certain amount of time. I don't know what they call those people, fake something. And now I'm going to draw from an experience that I had amongst coworkers, that many of them had served in one branch or another. And they gather together, and they talk about their experiences with either a commanding officer or a situation with another soldier or another marine or airman or sailor, whatever the case is. And then there's always that one person that claims that they were in the military only to discover that they weren't. And how do you discover that? Well, there are certain details that certain people know, and they call you out when what you're saying doesn't match their experience or what they know. So let's take the professor, for example. Professor was in the Navy. And she could be in the presence of someone who's talking about their service in the Navy, how they've been on a carrier or a destroyer and what it was like and how much time they spent out there. These are all things that you can discover through conversations with people or on the internet or social media, whatever the case is. But then, and I'm going to connect all this with this incident with Trump. And then there's that moment where maybe maybe the professor might ask, so um, might ask a question related to boot camp, Navy boot camp, and the person might come out and say something like, "Yeah, it was kind of rough out in Virginia Beach when I did my boot camp training." Boot camp training in Virginia Beach, huh? The professor may not come right out and say, "Wait a minute, where did you say you went to boot?" She may not say that. She might just say, well, tell me about your experience at the Virginia Beach and boot camp, knowing that there is no Navy boot camp in Virginia Beach. Yeah, you have naval bases out there, but there's no boot camp in Virginia Beach, at least not that I know of. But they let you talk, they let you break it down. At that point, the professor will know you never joined the Navy. The Navy only has one place where they have boot camp. Same as the Air Force. The Air Force only has one place. The Marine Corps has two, and the Army has five. And Virginia Beach is not the one that I know of for the Navy. So, what do they call that? Anyway, I use that as an example because after the professor asked me about Trump, did I hear what happened? I didn't know what she was talking about, so I went in, and there were two two interviews that I saw that made me question what was happening overall with the situation. One was with a former Secret Service agent, and during that interview, an important detail was made. And then there was another interview with someone who was at the rally, is I would say is an apparent Trump supporter because he was wearing the hat. This was in Pennsylvania, by the way. Saw some footage of Trump being impacted by something somehow. I'm not just going to jump to conclusions and say he definitely got hit. So let's go over this. So the first one I encountered was the person at the rally saying that a group of people saw the person on the rooftop of a structure with the rifle, and that was and he was saying that that was clearly a rifle. And this is before the shooting. So they witnessed him crawling on the rooftop, preparing himself. And that they were pointing it out, that they were calling it out. I found that odd. I found that odd. And then they showed a map. Well, this was in the interview with the Secret Serviceman. They showed a map of where the structure was in relation to where Trump was. Hmm. Hmm. That was odd. And there was some odd behavior from Trump. Listening to the footage, watching the footage of him getting impacted, I hear the first shot, and he doesn't respond to the second shot. That's kind of normal. But he does this to his ear, and then Secret Service smothers him, and they bring him down. That's not odd. What was odd was when after they all got up, you see Trump kind of like pushing his arm through the Secret Service people with his fist up. And I believe he yelled, "Fight." That's odd. That's odd behavior. If you look into any footage or any interview from any Secret Service person, from any attempt, because that's what this was called, an attempt, you don't have the person that was attempted against to respond that way. Usually they're trying to get them the hell out, because how do you know if it's more than one shooter? You don't know. You don't know if it's more than one shooter. You don't know what the hell's going on at that point. You don't know what's coming after. It could start off with a rifle and end up with something else, an explosive or something. A drone dropping something. You don't know. So if there was an attempt, they're gonna hurry you up out of there. But that didn't. It just didn't look that way. Odium. So you got one group of people talking about what they saw. Let me see if I can find that, because that was crazy. That was crazy. I want to make sure I put it out the way I saw the report go down, because that wasn't. Yeah, the guy's saying I saw it happen.
Right, we couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, "Hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle." And the police are like, "Oh, what?" Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, "Hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling." And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at.
I don't know if you heard that. If you did hear it, then you heard him clearly. The guy was up there bear crawling. He wasn't set up yet. It took him a while. This guy was saying that they were pointing up at the rooftop. They were telling they were telling law enforcement, and they didn't pull Trump down off the stage. Secret Service didn't pull him down off the stage. One person did perish. And this was a point that the Secret Serviceman, during the interview with the Secret Serviceman, they had asked, how come the person that was unalived not in the trajectory of the bullet? That one news source saying he got shot in the end, that was incorrect. He did not get shot. He was grazed. So was Trump the actual target? Or was the person that was unalive the target? I don't know. There are some questions. But that report there was kind of weird. Weird. To me, it was weird. And here is... Oh, okay. You're gonna lay down? Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna put the link up there anyway, just in case. I know you want to lay down, and just in case, there's the link. But Double D is up. These aren't his usual hours of being up. But that's strange. You heard that was one of the people that were present. He had a Trump 2024 hat on, and he's in the interview, if you were able to hear it, that Double D, wow, Double D. Good morning, Double D.
Hold on one second. Okay, I'm here. I'm sorry, man. I know I
Double
look
D. Go ahead and flip yourself sideways.
Huh? What you want me to turn it? Hold on. Okay, I get what you're saying. Let me get my cap. Let me get my do-rag.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
Let me get my do-rag.
You gonna get all pretty on us, huh?
Just 1 second. Oh my God. This is my do-rag. Oh, this is good.
D, before you came on, were you able to hear that That interview I put on? Okay.
That's one at the nigger league. Just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Look, I couldn't find my original one, so I put me one together.
President Trump and
Nice wig.
I get. I couldn't find my do rag.
Ooh.
I was about to hold on. Wait a minute. The hell? Wait a minute. Let's see. Okay, there you go. See, I was about to lay down, and then I got a notification from you on Instagram.
So before you came on, did you hear this interview that I put up?
I did.
You heard
I
it?
heard about it in a live earlier.
Oh no, the one that I put on. Were you able to hear it? Because I don't know
But
if you guys can hear it or not.
I heard something, a video, something you were watching.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on again just in case, okay? You tell me if you can hear it, all right?
Right, we couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably
Were you able to hear that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm not gonna play it again unless you want to hear it.
You can play it. I don't mind.
Here we go. Ready? Listen to this.
5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, but we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police are like, oh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him up the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
You're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up
You
there.
saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling
Yep.
police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see him?
Binoculars.
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
That's an interesting question he asked, because in the interview with the former Secret Serviceman, he revealed that the Secret Service would have a team some of them being snipers placed in areas where they think that they can either spot a sniper or they assume the position that a sniper would assume, a sniper that would attempt against wherever the speaker was. So, and then, the point about Trump pulling his arm out in a fist, screaming, "Fight!" What the hell is that all about?
That's what I'm trying to figure. The thing is, I'm finna go on. I'm gonna be honest with you. You might call me cold hearted from what I'm about to say, but I'm just about to be honest. When I found out what happened to Trump, I didn't feel I didn't feel anything. I know that's bad. I didn't feel anything. It's not that I didn't care. It's just that I'm like, he got shot at. He got shot. Did he cut his ear? Or what happened? Because this the thing. I had a friend message me. It like we were just talking about something, and all of a sudden it just brought up about Trump and about it's just sad what happened to Trump. Why would some people be so cruel and mean? And then see this other person brought up about Trump. I didn't bring up about it because I'm not into politics. I don't like talking about it for my reasons. And then when this friend told me about the Trump situation that he got shot at and that he's praying for Trump to pull through, I'm like, well, that's good of you. You have a big heart. That's good that you want to pray for that man. I said that man. That's what I said. I said that man. At that point, I really, I really was over it because I was not in the mood to talk about Trump or Biden or nothing political. But I know this type of subject was going to have to get discussed, and this situation was going to get discussed somehow. But I said at the end of the day, I felt so bad for being rough and for talking. I wasn't mean. I was just being honest. I was just blunt. Like, I don't care what comes out of my mouth. It depends on how I feel. And then in the end, I was like, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. That's your opinion. You have your opinion. I have mine." But at the end of the day, I'm like, "Wow, he got shot at. He was almost assassinated, or whatever you want to call." And then, if I may add this, I saw it on Instagram. I don't mean to come on here and take over your show.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
And I just saw it on
Take over, D.
Instagram. I would take over. I'm just gonna take over for a couple of minutes before I hit the bed. I just want to come show my support. I just want to come show my support for a little bit and say my opinion, what I wanted to say, if you didn't mind. I'm gonna keep it
Go ahead.
classy and I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna get you banned or anything.
Thank
But
you.
I'm not gonna get you banned, I promise. But I'm just gonna say this. I'm not trying to pull out the race card. But someone said in the comments on Instagram on Neighborhood Talks, they found out that it was a, a YT person that did the shooting after Trump. And then
Yeah.
someone said there was the same ethnicity as me, same skin color as me. They was like in the comments, they was like, if it would have been a BLK person, they would have had it passed up on the TV in 10 seconds. They would have hurried up and showed it and put it up on TV. And somebody said, thank goodness he was not BLK. And I said, amen, thank goodness, because we already get enough flack as it is. I'm not happy that that happened to Trump. I'm not happy. I don't. He's not my cup of tea. But at the same time, it's like it shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened the way it did. But it goes to show you he's got a lot of he's got a lot of peoples that are against him than he thinks he does. And I just want to put it like that. I'm not saying he's the best. I'm not saying Biden's the best. I'm just saying I'm going to vote, but at the same time, I just want to vote for somebody that knows what how they gonna do this, that knows what they doing.
Okay.
I'm not voting for Trump. I am not voting for Trump, but I am voting for someone that is going to that I that I feel that knows what they're doing, that I feel that knows how to do things if it sounds correctly. But in my opinion, it shouldn't have happened like that. But at the same time, it's it's out of my league. All I can do is give my opinion. And I know a lot of people's might not agree with me that's watching this live that might not agree with me, but honestly, I don't care if anybody agree with me or not. It's just my freedom of speech. So that's just
Okay.
how I feel about it. I'm my bad for
No, no,
talking
no.
too
It was
long.
done. It was done. No, it was done respectfully. So, I know it's a passionate subject, and sometimes people they start to get offensive.
They do. I feel like the friend that I was just telling you about a while ago. I didn't mean to cut in front of you.
No, no, no. You're
Um,
fine.
the friend I was telling you about a while ago that I was telling you about telling me what happened to Trump, that he shouldn't have got shot, that it was cool how people's ears or eat a party. And basically he responded to me, was like, well, I'm not either, but I am a human being for one. At least I'm being a human being for once and saying that it's crazy what happened, that he got shot. So I took it, I'm gonna be honest with you, I took it, I felt some type of way. Basically, I questioned it. I like, wait a minute, is he saying that I'm not a human being because what I said, my opinion about Trump and about how I feel about the whole situation? I really was gonna get out of my element, but I calmed down because I said, wait a minute, this is one of my best friends. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do it respectfully, just like I'm doing it here on your channel, on your show. And I'm like, either though I might not be into politics, but I think it's a good idea that I'm able to give my opinion on what I think about this situation because it could have been worse. It could have been a younger person that it could have happened to with anybody. So, violence is not the answer, but you can't tell everybody that. And that's how I'm gonna say about that because I know I don't talk too much. And
Think so?
that's how I feel.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to politics, there's a lot of propaganda, and propaganda is the kind of thing that just because you have less education or more education, there's really no there's really no one group that propaganda is more efficient at manipulating a person than another. People with PhDs get manipulated through propaganda just as much as people with less education or damn near no education
That's
with
true.
propaganda. Propaganda hits across all intellectual levels. So there's a lot of that going on right now. There's a lot of emotions wrapped up in this thing. Uh, some people, some people are capable and equipped to decipher information well and don't get caught up in propaganda.
That's true.
And uh, you know, looking at what happened now, you said something earlier, and I'm going to ask how many assassinations and assassination attempts were made on political figures here. And if you want to use, I guess, a color to describe someone, what end of the spectrum of the color spectrum have these political assassinations or attempts?
Okay.
What spectrum have they been at, for the most part, or for all?
Well, honestly, well, you know, basically, like I said earlier, it was in the comments. When I said somebody say, um, "Thank goodness it wasn't somebody BLK." And because what I said earlier, they say what I said in the comments. They say because especially how depending on what situation goes on. Um, I can really say during politics and during whoever was running for president who has been assassinated during the presidency, there was I don't know too many. I know a couple, and I hope I'm explaining it the best that I can. If I don't, I apologize. I just ain't never been in a hot seat like this before, but I'm gonna handle it the best I know how. There has been John F. Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
There was John F. Kennedy. There was Abraham Lincoln. Um, Robert Kennedy. No, I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. Eh, I'm really am trying. I know it's JFK. He got assassinated. Robert Kennedy, which I don't think he was. I think he was the vice or close to it or something like that. I don't want to get it
Which one?
wrong.
Which one?
Robert, not Robert. Was it
Yeah,
Robert?
Robert was John's brother.
Yes, he got assassinated. He got like assassinated like a couple of years after his brother did. And then there was Abraham Lincoln and I'm trying to think of who else. But but till it come to me, but till it come to me, I will say this. I might have worded it in the wrong contents when I was talking when I pulled out the card, the R card, the race card. I might have worded it wrong because I feel like sometimes I say things that I know I shouldn't, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take accountability and say like everything does not have to do with race. I'm just going by saying what I saw in the comments of the video that I saw on Neighborhood Talks of Trump getting shot at or almost getting assassinated. That's honestly where I'm going, like where I'm going from. And I will say the person that said those in the comments, I have to agree because you know I don't know how long it took for them to put the shooter's picture up there or however it went. But
Yeah.
I'm saying like if it would have been, you know, someone of my complexion or how I look, they wouldn't have waste time and put the pictures up or put the information out or anything like that. If I'm saying it right, like I'm not trying to make a big debate on it or anything, but I'm saying through history and through the years, there have been a couple of assassinations of presidents that have tried to, JF Kennedy, he was basically, in my opinion, I think he's one of the only presidents, him and Abraham Lincoln. But going back to JFK, I think he's one of the first presidents I know that actually that was for the rich and the poor. Now I don't know about the past before that, before he got into presidency. But I do know when I was in school and now I look up random stuff. Like when I'm just sitting here at home, I look up random stuff and I just looked up the Kennedy family and it says and I saw and I read that JFK, he was one of the first would choke on the ice then. But He was one of the presidents that I know that was for the rich and the poor, and he got assassinated by Roy, some Oswald man. I don't know, was it some Oswald man? I might have it wrong. I don't know. But he was also assassinated. He was assassinated in November, if I'm not mistaken, of 1963 when he was riding in the back of his car, if I'm correct. I can't remember. I watched the video. But like I'm just gonna put it like this: there's been a lot of assassinations going on with the presidents over the years.
Yeah.
But I apologize again if I got anything wrong, if I said anything in the wrong manner. I'm trying
No, that's
to.
why. That's why while you were talking, I was doing some homework.
Okay, if I'm wrong, you have the right to correct me. But
Well, I'll just say this. I'll contribute to what you were saying. I was looking at a list of politicians here in the U.S., but that included a variety of positions in government, like mayors and senators and governors and things like that. The vast majority were assassinated by people that don't look like us.
okay,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna go and let you talk. I don't talk enough. I don't
No,
talk
no, no. You
enough.
can keep talking. Keep talking. Yeah,
I
I'm listening.
Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing, and then I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hang in here with you to like 2:30 or 2:45, 2:35 or
Ooh,
2:45.
wait.
I know I don't know is that too late or because I
No,
don't
no,
want
no.
to.
You can stay as long as you want, man, or as long as I'm on. I don't know if I'm gonna get
Okay,
sleep.
I tell you what, I'll stay to 2:30 if that's okay.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
I'm
fine.
sorry. I know I usually stay a little longer, but I'm a but
No, listen.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. It goes to show you, I don't know, like I said, I'm not in politics, but I will say again, it goes to show you people that aren't into politics, those are the ones that have the most opinions, that have the most, valid points. Not saying my points are always valid, but I will say I do be on to something every now and then when I be talking. I know some of the stuff I say might not make sense, but it goes to show you that, I'm not saying Trump was the worst president that we have had in the United States. I'm gonna be careful what I say 'cause I'm on YouTube. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's Trump, then it's Ronald Reagan, which I wasn't born yet when he was in the house. People's talked about Bill Clinton, but every time when people's talked about Bill Clinton, it wasn't because of his presidency. They talked about they talked
What, the
about Bill.
scandal?
Yeah, they talked about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky and what they had going on. But I'm sorry, Mr. Burns. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Yo, D,
sorry. I'm
spilling
sorry.
some tea. You're spilling tea
Oh,
on Clinton?
I am so sorry. You can cut it out or do whatever.
That's fine. That's not a big deal. You know what? Talking about that Clinton Lewinsky deal and all the other women that he was fooling around with. Me personally, I don't care. When you got two consenting adults
They know what
handling
they
their
doing.
business, okay? Two
Yep.
consenting adults having relations, okay? I
Yes.
don't care about that,
Me
okay?
either.
If I vote for you and I'm voting for you to handle a particular job, so long as you're taking care of that job and you're not making matters worse for everybody, I don't care what you do behind closed doors. I don't care.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you on that, Mr. Burns, because I feel like if I'm giving you my vote, I expect you to put those words into action and do what you say you're gonna do as a man of power, the president of the United States. I come don't want to hear two weeks or a month or 2 months from now saying, "Oh, I can't do this. It takes a process. It's so much going on." I'm like, wait a minute. You did not say this stuff when you was doing all that power talking, trying to get our votes. Because the thing is, it's like what you said in your other live video that I was a part of. You said this, if I get it correct. If I get it wrong, you can tell me. But I remember you saying this in your other live video. You said, and I quote, allegedly, you said that peoples that are in politics, that are in, whatever party they in, for them to get your vote, they will tell you what they want you to know so they can get your vote, saying they're gonna do this, saying they're gonna do that. But then it's like when they get in the White House, then when they get to work, it's like, wait a minute, I thought you said you're gonna do this and do that. They end up doing something else. And it's another thing I noticed too about the peoples that are part of the White House, that are part of the government. Half of the peoples, they be taking the money. They don't be doing what they say they're gonna be doing with the money. They just be messing it up. And they be wondering, you know, why stuff going up, inflation going up and everything, groceries and everything. But I know as the years come and everything's going to go up eventually, but you have to think about it. When I'm voting for you, practice what you preach, and don't let me be wondering if I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let me expound on what you just said, right?
Okay.
So they're telling you what they think you want to hear.
That's what I was trying to say, but I
Yeah.
didn't say it in that form.
Well, you used a different word, but that's what they not you said what they want you to know. It's really what they want you to hear. Okay.
That's what I was trying to
I
say.
know, D, but I let you run because I know what you meant. I know exactly what you meant. And yeah, they're gonna tell you what you want to hear. You know, well, for the bulk, it depends on what type of political race it is, because like it's not the same when somebody's running for the position of mayor as it is the position of governor, because now you got a larger group of people that you have to convince.
Yes,
So, I
sir.
mean, if you're the mayor of one city and the vast majority of the people in that city are non-white and poor, well, your whatever delivery you're going to offer or whatever delivery you're going to use is going to be from the vast majority of people from that group that vote, because not everybody in that group votes. So you're going to target
That's,
the ones that do vote,
that's true.
and you're going to phrase it to encourage as many people in that group to vote for you. So you're going to say things, and you're going to say them a certain way to make you sound appealing to those people. Unfortunately, many people are not good listeners. They hear somebody talking, but they're not listening to what they're saying. And when that happens, people create things in their head that they thought they understood them saying when they never really said that. Like,
That's
for example, this is a crude example. You'll have somebody target a particular audience, and they get away with pointing the finger at their competitor, saying that their competitor is this, that, and the third. And just because they pointed that out, whether it's true or not, just the fact that they're saying that about the competitor, number one, they think, wow, this person is a tough guy. They're strong. Look at how they just point these people out, put them on blast. And did you hear what he put them on blast about? Right away, they think that, well, if he's putting them on blast, he must be on my side. Because I really like the fact that
the food
you're
on the stove is
out.
covered up. The food covered up on the stove. Yeah, it's covered. Hold on, so hold on 1 second. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's covered up on the stove. Yeah, it's covered up on the stove. Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Well, for the rest of the audience, so what happens is that just because that person expressed or whatever, pointed out some deficiency that the other person has, they think that, oh, well, if he had,
But it was still cooked up, though. For me, I'm finna go on and wrap this up if I can stretch out. Yeah, I'm on the live thing. I done messed your whole thing good.
no, it's good. It's good. Let's go over this again. So the person, the politician could be pointing at the other person saying, hey, this person's a rat. They're this, that, and the third. They did this terrible stuff. And right away, people are like, wow, this guy is pointing this dude out. He's shouting him out. He's pointing out exactly what we dislike about this other politician. Automatically, oh, he's on our side. Yeah, this is my guy because he's pointing him out. But he's not saying he's with you. He's not saying he's going to be different. He's just pointing out the deficiencies of the other person, but he ain't saying, I'm doing this in the way that you want me to do it. They're not saying that. They might be wanting to do some old rat stuff too, but just done differently.
Yeah.
But people hear what they want to hear. They understand what they want to understand, and they get caught out. These are just tricks that are used in the marketing industry and in propaganda, and people fall for it all the time. It's very different from when you're in court. When you're in court, there are specific questions asked, and the expectation is for you to respond to that specific question. Like if they ask you, do you wear glasses? And you go on about, well, something you're saying you're going on about contacts that you wear, and sometimes you wear. That wasn't the question. And you'll see that a lot on the news. They'll ask a politician a question, and they'll go off on something else and not answer the question. And people get wrapped up easily in that distraction, in that They get wrapped up so easily. No, the question was, do you wear glasses? That's a yes
That's
or
a
no,
that's
no
a yes.
question.
That's a yes or no question. Just
Exactly.
either you wear them or you don't. Just say yes or no.
Exactly. But no, a politician would start on with contacts are great. If you wear contacts, it'll highlight your eye color and all this other. That wasn't the question.
That ain't the question. That wasn't the information I was looking for. I asked you if you wear glasses. Tell me yes or no. That's all
It-
you had to do. Like the thing is, I'm sorry, Mr.
no,
Burns.
no, no. You're fine.
What really grinds my gears is that when you ask a person a question, especially with the example with the glasses, and ask them, "Do you wear glasses?" And then they go on and on and on and on and on why they this, why they that, why it's good to have, why it's not good to have. I don't want to know that. All I want to know is, do you wear glasses? Yes or no? That really grinds my gears. Don't try to change the subject.
And
Just
this is a
answer.
little off topic, what I'm about to say, but what you're describing right there, that's a mistake that a lot of people make when they're approached by cops.
They give themselves away.
They give themselves more information than necessary, and they get themselves into trouble. Anything you say can and will be held against you,
In a
and
court of
that's the
law.
God's honest truth. They will use anything. Like I said, when I was standing before a judge over a larceny charge, a grand larceny charge, you know, I was innocent, and I ran, and you know, and being thinking that because I was innocent, what I was telling the cop was going to be used to help release me or whatever. All the contrary. The prosecutor wanted that W, they wanted that win. And when I was up in front of the judge, that prosecutor went off, and it made me sound like I was one of America's most wanted.
Wow.
And it wasn't even like that. Luckily for me, the person who gifted me a car, which is what this was all about, he showed up in court and let the court know, no, that wasn't the case. I just reported it stolen because I couldn't get in contact with them. I needed to transfer my insurance, and I just reported the car stolen just for that, so I can get a hold of him. So no, he didn't steal the car. But it just goes to show you, even when I was innocent, I thought, well, I could just tell the cop everything and I'm good because I am innocent. I never stole the car. It was gifted to me. But no, when I was standing before that judge, before that man came in and declared what really happened, that prosecutor was going off. He completely left out all the information. He didn't present all of what came out of the interview. He didn't present all that. He only focused on whatever he wanted to focus on to get that win. Okay, so that's how it works.
So basically, he was trying to do all he could to nail you down.
Absolutely, that's what prosecutors do.
They're trying to put the pressure on you, so they will make you look bad, try to make you look like you guilty, like you did it, and you know in your mind you did not do it. They try to intimidate
Absolutely.
you because this the thing. I watch a lot of Law and Order SVU. That's one of my favorite shows. Law and Order SVU. I done watched a lot of Law and Order SVU to know that's what the prosecutors, that's what the judges, that's what anybody do. If they know you innocent, they gonna do whatever they can to make all the heat go on you, so it
Well,
can make them look like they doing their job, like they supposed to be doing. But if I'm just gonna say this one last thing, some of these prosecutors and everything, they think they got all the power over you when they know you innocent.
they got a lot of power. Let me tell you something. There's something called bullpen therapy, right? because while you're locked up, that's a horrible experience. The food is terrible, the treatment is terrible. You're in constant danger. You don't know when you're going to get attacked, for what reason you're going to get attacked. You don't know how bad the attack is going to end up. Your movement is restricted, your privacy is gone. It's a horrible situation, and the hope is that you'll be willing to strike a deal with the prosecutor where you still get convicted of something, and that represents a W for them. But because you don't have the finances to be able to get the best type of attorney, hey, thank you, Summertime. Thank you for that.
Hey,
Thank you
back
for-
summertime. Excuse my head. I feel so embarrassed. It's on my head. How you
We
doing,
can't
Miss Summertime?
So
That's
yeah,
how- Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
when it comes to that, yeah, they're going to apply bullpen therapy. They know that kind of pressure is going to encourage you to want to strike a deal with the prosecutor, which means that you're going to accept the topic. The topic is supposed to be about the Trump attempt, but somehow we steered, which I normally do, which I get in trouble for with the professor. But the initial topic is the Trump attempt. I had played an interview of a Trump supporter that was at the rally that was talking about how they spotted the shooter long before the shooter even set up to shoot. He was in the process of setting himself up. He was on the roof crawling to the position that he was going to go in. And while he's doing that, this Trump supporter that said that he and some others were witnessing this, calling out to law enforcement, letting them know, hey, this guy's up on the roof with a rifle. And he said that this dude was like about 50 feet away from from where he was standing, and he was standing close to he was at the rally, and he's telling law enforcement, hey, look at this guy. And I found it odd that nobody really stepped into that to try to check that. And not only that, there was an interview with a former Secret Service, and in that conversation, it was revealed that Secret Service would have their own snipers in positions to make sure that if there was a sniper present, that they will be able to spot them and stop them. And not only that, those snipers from the Secret Service or from whatever branch of law enforcement it is, they will position themselves in places where they think that a sniper could position themselves. So I found all that odd.
They probably deep down.
And not only that, after they brought yeah, she said, yep, I saw that. But you know, they've been trying to get rid of Trump for some time now. Yeah, but not like that. They haven't not like that. Not like that. They haven't been trying to do it like that. An attempted assassination. Not only that, I found it odd. I've never seen this before. I'm 58 years old, and I've seen, the televised event with Ronald Reagan, and I out of curiosity, I've been looking into footage or information about other assassination attempts or actual assassinations. That behavior from Trump was odd too. When he got up, when the Secret Service people got him up, they had him up for a while he had his fist in the air, and he's yelling fight. Right? That's odd.
Some ain't right. Some ain't right. I believe. I'm sorry, Mr. Burns.
And they held him in that position for a while. If you're in service, you're not doing that. You're rushing him out of there. Whether he likes it or not, whether you like it or not, you're getting rushed out of there. You're not gonna pause with your fist in the air. I mean, if you look at the footage, I found it odd.
And he got blood on his face.
Yeah, he had blood from the neck on his ear from a graze from a bullet. And in that interview with the Secret Service person, it was also revealed that they found it odd that somebody got shot, but they weren't in the trajectory of the shooting. Weird, just weird. And just for context, I had to do investigations myself for a previous job that I had, and I just find it odd, real odd, the way that whole thing went down. What was that, D?
That's me. I turned the camera. I'm just gonna add this in as well. I'm not saying that he would do something like that. But hell, yeah, the hell he will. This is Trump we talking about. I was gonna say he probably knew what was gonna happen, but then again, I'm thinking now, how could he know what's gonna happen? He did not know that individual was gonna shoot and try to target him. But a lot of things about this shooting and about that attempt, something ain't right. I understand where you're coming from because he had. You might think I'm weird. I started laughing when I seen that fist. Like, what you doing? What you doing? Trying to do power to the people? What is you trying?
You wouldn't be doing that. You would not be doing. Listen to me. Just look at you. You don't have to go that far back. Just go to see the Reagan attempted assassination. Okay, Reagan wasn't trying to show off his masculine prowess or anything, and the Secret Service wasn't trying to allow him to do any of that stuff. They're dragging your ass out of there. You're not going to have that opportunity to just and you see him. He's got his arm over the Secret Service people, and he's going fight. But hell no, that shit ain't happening.
Listen, I watched the video.
That look crazy.
Listen, I'm sorry. I watched that video. That shit, it took me. I started laughing. I was like, excuse my language. I was like, what the hell? What the hell is this shit? What the fist for? What is this? What's happening?
No, and then the Secret Service was like allowing that. Nah, man, that's okay. That to me was odd. That was odd. I didn't understand. I'm not gonna go as far as say what the conspiracy theorists are saying.
Yeah,
I'm not going that far, but I am saying that was weird. Okay,
it was.
And not only that, once again, you heard it yourself. I played it here. You heard that Trump supporter saying that he and a group of people spotted the shooter crawling on the roof with a rifle, and they were informing law enforcement, hey, check out that dude. Check him out.
Exactly.
And minutes went by, and they ignored that. They ignored that. They ignored that. See, the Secret Serviceman, in the interview with the Secret Serviceman, he was pointing out a lot of things like how they sweep the area before a speech, how they analyze all the potential angles that a person can get attacked, up close, far away, sniper, drones. Did you even consider drones? He's talking about drones. He's talking about people actually using drones to attack. And I'm not talking about sophisticated military drones. No.
You know what? This type of information makes me want to do my own little
Research.
my own little research and do my own little episode of DDTS because
why not?
I should. I think I'm gonna do this
You
later on.
definitely should. Yeah.
I'm gonna do this later on today. I don't know what time because see, like every time I put a time,
Do some
somehow,
homework. And by the
yeah.
time you get the homework, you're gonna have a lot more information than what I mean. There's information out now, but that's it's still under investigation. There's still a lot of information that needs to come out. By the time you put it out, you're gonna have a lot better information.
Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna say this. If everything goes accordingly, I believe I will put out another episode of DDTS 248 live on StreamYard. I believe I am. I believe I should because it's trending. And as a small content creator, I'm the type of person that keeps up with that type of stuff. So I should.
And look at what Summertime said. Look at what Summertime said. I was wondering why he did that. She's even wondering why he did that. Some folks say it's fake. I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of vitriol for him.
Some ain't
It's
right.
all very odd. And it is. It's odd. This is weird. The guy gets grazed in the ear. Somebody else gets unalived, but the person that was unalive, from what I heard, wasn't in the trajectory of the. I mean,
He was 20 years.
that information might change later. I don't know, but even still, the Secret Service jumped all over him. That's what they're supposed to do. Whenever there's an active shooter or anything like that, they're all supposed to jump on to cover you. Okay, and they did that. But then when they get up, he's in there prying his arm out, fist pumping.
He might have had that plan.
Fight!
He might have had. Listen, he might have had that. Might have had that plan, just like they did. You know what happened at the Capitol?
Well, there are people saying that. There are people saying that he might have had that plan.
He might have had that plan because I ain't listen. I mean, I don't mean to say listen. Like I don't mean to say listen. I shouldn't say listen like that aggressively. I should say excuse me while I say this. So I apologize.
Double D with the aggression.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Burns.
No, you're fine.
It's just like when I hear about this type of stuff, I really be. I'm gonna say this one last thing. It's just like the Capitol, what happened in 2021. You remember all them supporters of Trump was acting a fool at the Capitol. I actually watched the coverage on it. I actually watched it when it happened live with the Capitol and stuff, and people were going out their mind. And Trump, he was applying it, and now years like.
There are a lot of people that like to defend Trump about that, right? But I'm going to tell you right now. New York City, where I was raised, there was a lot of mobsters from a lot of different parts of the world. But there was one mobster in particular that the Fed was hungry to get, and that was Carlos Gambino. If I'm not mistaken, Carlos Gambino was the head of all 5 families. All 5 Italian crime families. Carlos Gambino, it was known, okay? When Carlos Gambino wanted somebody taken out, he didn't have to say those words. He didn't have to say, go take out whoever. That's not how it was. Throughout a prolonged investigation, okay, they were able to secure some evidence to demonstrate how he would go about it. And that's because the Fed had someone on the inside. If it wasn't for that, they probably would have never been able to present the type of evidence necessary. But the way it goes down, it's like this. You and I are talking, and we're talking about a particular person, right? That we know is shady, or within our organization, we know that he's a loose end and he's got to go, right?
Yeah.
But you and I don't ever express that in that way. We don't ever say, no, we might just say that Kool Moe Dee here, did you hear about the latest with Kumo D. Wow. Yeah. Okay. And then after we're done talking, I make a gesture like, see that face? I just gave an order. Kumo D gotta go. Can you prove that in court? That just by my making that gesture? Can you prove that? You can't prove that unless there are people within the organization that take people out on a regular basis every time I go. So yeah, he's that's how he does his things.
Oh,
But yeah, Summertime, you still there?
I hate the I don't want to be rude. I hate to cut this short, but
No. That's why I'm asking if Summertime is there, because it's time for us both to go. I gotta go too.
but before you close out, I'm probably do me another episode today on this situation, but I'm gonna be looking up some stuff. But I'm gonna have my laptop. I'm gonna have my laptop on while I'm doing my StreamYard, because I'm gonna do my StreamYard through the phone. I don't know if you're gonna be available tomorrow. I don't know, because I know you be driving and everything.
Well, I
But
gotta pick up at 11 a.m. I'll probably be there by 10:30. After I check in, get a door and all that good stuff, I'll be able to attend after 11.
okay, I'll probably do it around the time like after then, because I want to make sure when I go live on StreamYard for my next episode of DDTS, when I talk about it, give my commentary on it, the incidents, what happened, and if you're in, and if I get anything mixed up, you probably, you could, confirm or let me know if I said it wrong, or But basically, I'm gonna do my best, because I do my homework when I do my research. I have my receipts. I have to have my receipts.
Gotta have your receipts.
Yep, I gotta have my receipts. Gotta have my proof.
You gotta have the evidence.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanna listen. I wanna do content on this so bad. I just want to get my opinion about the whole thing. And tell what I think and how I feel about the whole politics situation, about everything. You know what I told you tonight?
Yeah.
I feel like if I do if I do my own video, I will say the same thing that I said here on your show tonight. And I really want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to, express my opinion about it. So I really want to say thank you. And if everything goes accordingly, I will have me an episode out tomorrow. But
Without a
later on
doubt.
today.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So, Summertime, what do you think? What do you think about this whole thing, huh? You just said that it's strange, ain't it? The way that whole thing went down? Kind of strange. It was a 20-year-old, by the way. It was a 20-year-old male up on that roof that took those shots.
And now he ain't here.
You feel me? What
I'm
is...
gonna find my do-rag. This ain't hitting it.
How that is?
Did she leave? She might have. I don't know if she got that. Oh, she here. Oh, wait a minute. Is she?
She is. Well, maybe not now. She might have gone. Yeah, I think she's gone. I don't
Oh,
see the thing. But anyway, listen, guys, everybody, especially you Double D for showing up and coming up on the panel. unbelievable. Your support is unbelievable. It's unbelievable, Double D. Thank you.
Don't do the ugly cry.
Don't do it. That's ugly, huh?
You ain't no. I wasn't calling you ugly. You is not ugly. So you know how some people say don't
Don't
they
do that.
cry.
Don't do that. You and the professor. No. Don't do that. No.
Don't pay me. Listen, don't pay me no mind. I be trying to
Okay.
I be trying to lift you up.
Okay.
I be trying to lift you up. I be trying to lift you up. You
No,
know.
you do a great job of that. You know, as heavy as I am, you still lift me up.
It's not easy, but I have to do what I have to do.
Fight, Double D, fight! Double D, thank you again, man. You're the best ever.
You're
And,
very welcome. I'm glad I could be a part.
Let's say goodnight to everybody. How's that?
So what now?
Let's say goodnight to everybody, or good morning.
Well, that works too.
Well, everybody, stay fresh, keep it moist, and keep it profitable. Richard Burns here signing out. Double D, thanks again. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Thanks for the
Very
support.
welcome.
Another time, thank you for the support. And I'm going to wait for you to throw that live up, Double D, so I can check that out. I know it's going to be interesting when you throw it up there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to do my
best. Fight, Double D, fight!
You have a wonderful night, Mr. Burns.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Peace.